At what point did this become, I guess she was going through security? Well, walk me through what happened and how Brittney Griner ended up in the situation where she is.
Yeah, I think people forget that the invasion of Ukraine hadn't started yet. It was February 17th. And yes, people knew that there were, some dangerous things going on in that part of the world. She and other players who've been going over there have been doing so under the protection of these oligarchs who own these teams. I mean, it's like going into a bad neighborhood with a gang or a mob boss saying, hey, she's okay. You knew you had certain protections. Well, as soon as the war starts and all the sanctions are put into place against those oligarchs, that protection's gone. So, but she was walking through on February 17th and she gets stopped. They say that she had vape cartridges with hashish oil in them. Her side actually hasn't said anything publicly, and we haven't heard her make an actual plea in court. But, it took a good 3 weeks for news to even get out in the United States that she'd been in captivity.
Is the charge drug trafficking?
The charge is, trying to smuggle drugs into the country. They've got very strong drug laws. To them, it's a big cultural issue. And she is facing under this up to 10 years. But you really can't look at it as a regular legal proceeding. She is a chit in a negotiation right now. They will go through the pantomime of making this a real legal proceeding. It is not. I've spoken to, I don't know how many experts, people at the U.S. State Department. The fact is, Russia does this. It's all negotiation. It's transactional. This is not about justice. So in the end, as far as Russia goes, it doesn't matter if she did it or not. They're going to deal for her. If she happened to do what they said, fine. If she didn't, whatever. They'll come up with some evidence that during this trial that's about to start, they will have some kind of evidence. It could be completely made up. It could be absolutely valid, but it doesn't matter. It's a negotiation.
Does she have representation on the ground with her in Russia?
She's got her own lawyers, and the people around her that I've talked to and at the State Department say they're legit. They're good. You don't want a public defender in Russia. A public defender is seen as an extension of the prosecution. They work with the prosecution.
Wow.
And it's an old play for them to, when you want something, you plant drugs on somebody or you make an accusation about drugs. The fact that she is a 6'9" Black lesbian is not something lost on the Russian public or government. She's a powerful cultural symbol, and they recognize that. Could she face 10 years? She'll probably get that sentence. Everyone is expecting her to be convicted and sentenced, but they also see it as it's just a negotiating tool.